electric boogaloo.
You see the truth behind the veil, and you know that they're just looking for attention. Oh, you don't let the ruthlessness prevail. Oh, it's time to light your fires for ascension. Like a phoenix, you burst in a fire, burst a thirst and desire. You transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire, burst a thirst and desire. You transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes.
There we go. Hey everyone, how's everyone doing? Hope you are well. Today is April 26, 2024. It is 11:51 a.m. I was going to say p.m. I'm so used to saying p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. TBI just did an update just a little bit ago. I think they all right. Nick Barris put this out, and TBI just tweeted it just a little bit ago, 53 minutes, and it's basically nothing. Basically nothing. That's it. Basically nothing. I'm frustrated, sorry. All right. So let me just do it like this. Here's the latest on Sebastian Rogers, the missing 15-year-old autistic boy. Sadly, there is no real update. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation just issued this statement. April 26 marks 2 months since Sebastian Rogers was reported missing from his Sumner County home. Okay. Since that, TBI special agents from multiple units have been assisting the Sumner County Sheriff's Office in efforts to locate Sebastian. The efforts have included multiple large-scale searches on the ground, in water, and from air. The searches have included multiple local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies, including the FBI and Secret Service. Residents in the area have also conducted searches on their own properties in the hopes of finding Sebastian or learning what may have happened to him. To date, there have been no confirmed sightings of Sebastian since the issued of the Amber Alert, TBI special agents continue to review the information gathered since the investigation began, followed up on all leads or tips that come in, and work with counterparts from other law enforcement agencies to review strategies and consider options. The Amber Alert for Sebastian Rogers remains active. We continue to encourage anyone with information to call 1-800-TBI-FIND or send an email at tips to TOTBI at tbi.tn.gov. So now the next part is what Nick says. So that's it. What can one conclude from this? First, contrary to social media critics and others, I have absolutely no doubt law enforcement has done everything possible to find Sebastian. They truly have left no stone unturned. Now, we know people just don't vanish. What do I believe? Somehow, some way, Sebastian was taken or left the area. Yes, that would mean someone else is involved. The problem is, to date, authorities say there is still no evidence of foul play, no suspects. Did someone commit the perfect crime? Question mark. It happens, and that is one possibility. No one is giving up hope. But the simple fact is, the longer Sebastian remains missing, the less likely he is found alive or dead. What do you think? Boy. This is Summer Wells. Yep, it is. Summer Wells 2.0. I cannot believe it. I just want to go scream in the backyard or something. You know what I mean? It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. They say they have nothing. Now, they obviously have more than you and I do, but no stone unturned, coward. Well, if they've left no stone unturned, how about maybe give us something, right? I don't know. Oh, Holly, thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships, my dear. I appreciate you. If you received one of those memberships, please thank our sweet Holly, but we need to do an application process.
This is a Brooklyn-bound 2 express train. The next stop is Fulton
Mother
Street.
chickens.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Back it up.
To the lesser fight, my body aches to be satisfied. My weakness comes and goes. My weakness comes and goes.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate you, Holly. It's very kind of you. Single mom, thank you so much for 1 month being here long. Yeah, you have been. Thank you, my dear. Appreciate you so much for your support. Oh, and thank you for gifting a membership. Thank you, love. I appreciate that. If you received that membership, please thank our sweet mod, Single Mom. Thank you so much, my dear. Love being a pearl. You look so good in pearls, Lisa. You look so good in pearls, my dear. Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't know, guys. What do we do? What do we do? I don't, it's kind of the case like Summer Wells. What more do we do? Because I can't think of anything other than keep his name out. And that's it. And pray. Yes, Nadine, pray. That's all we got to do. He black skies. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, this kid, listen, I don't believe for a second, not a second, that this child walked out on his own barefoot. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. And I don't believe it. It's really that you cannot convince me that a child 15 years old with autism walked out of a house by his own accord and there's no evidence. And there's no evidence. The only way, in my opinion, that there is no evidence in this is if he was taken out of that garage, in my opinion. That's the way I feel. That's my opinion. I think, in my opinion, he had to have been taken out of that garage. I don't know. I'm just saying. Like, if there wasn't, if there wasn't a shoe print, there'd be a footprint. If there wasn't a footprint, there would be a scent. If there's not, I don't know how you get rid of scent. Camera footage. It stinks. And doing these interviews, cough, cough, cough. This, that. It's. Is there any coverage of the vigil? Yeah. Or he never made it home. Absolutely. That's a real possibility, in my opinion, as well. But I'll be honest with you, the more, if Chris really was at work, if he really was at work during the weekend, I'm looking more at Katie, in my opinion. It is so confusing. The problem I have with that is, would Chris just not say, that's on you, boo. That's on you, boo. You're going to sign the divorce papers again. Wouldn't he just say that? Would he put himself through all of this? What time did Katie call Chris? It was around 9-ish. Just give him the Seth, why do this, Katie? Well, that's the question. That's the question. And I think, in my opinion, someone snapped very quickly. And in my opinion, something was done that was quick, sporadic, and didn't mean for it to go as far as it did. Right? That's my opinion. I do too, Nadine. I think it's, yep. I just think someone snapped and it went too far. Now, and then after that, I think, these parents, step parents, are not there. They're not around. It's like, why are you not looking for your kid? Why are you not doing anything to show that you care? I don't understand it. I guess I'll never understand it. Hey, Chris, good to see you, honey. CP was at work at 5:15, supposedly. Why almost 2 hours early? And Noodles, that's a point. I never thought of it that way. That's a point. Why was, he was there 2 hours early. But then, I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know. That's the thing. If you go to the TBI website, let me show you this. Go to the TBI website. It's got Amber Alert, Sebastian Rogers. Click for details, pictures, facts, and the latest information. And then meet our K9 agents. That was cute, but they've got the search for Summer. They've still got the search for Summer here, which is awesome. Where'd it go? And has there been an update? Nothing since 6/14/2023. I don't know. I think that Chris, never mind. I think that Summers and Sebastian's case are going to just be very similar. I think this is just going to play out very similar unless someone says something or something comes up. Other than that, unless Sebastian is found, unless Summer is found, there's nothing. And I cannot stand the thought of that. I really can't. I just can't stand the thought of it. Chris and Katie need to be separated, interrogated. Well, yeah, Marsha, I agree with that. But the thing is, you don't have to talk. You know, when you are an American citizen, you have every right to take the fifth, and it doesn't go against you to take the fifth. It's part of your constitutional right, and you don't have to speak. What was the update? I came in 15 minutes late. Emmy Joe, the update is, and if you want to go back, just like rewind, I'll read it out. But it's basically TBI saying there is no update. There is no update. We continue to look for Sebastian. There's been no sighting of him. There's been not a hey Vicky, good to see you, honey. And my son lives in Tennessee, where they start a family. I hope they move. I don't know. I mean, again, Nick Barris, he says that, they're doing absolutely everything that they can. Everything that they can. But it's frustrating, right? I agree, Seth. I agree. That'll get him fucking talking. Yeah, I agree. That'll get you talking. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I really feel that way. I mean, what the hell? I still stand by, I believe they have connections at the sheriff's department. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, they may have connections, but I don't think it's going to stop anything. And, I don't think, because, TBI is bigger. They've got the FBI and the Secret Service. I mean, that's the thing. they've got the FBI and the Secret Service, right? Hey, Poppy. That's as good. I mean, that is as good as it gets, right? But oh shit, what I do? The problem is, well, it's not the. I mean, it's the problem for, you know, us, in my opinion. But is that you don't have to talk. You don't have to talk, and when you don't have to talk, something doesn't get, you know. Shit. Let me go back to this one second. Let's see here. All right. They just it's been an hour now. They did a tweet. And they just say, you know, keep putting his face out there. Keep putting his face out there. And of course, that's what we're going to do. Curious if a 3-hour phone call is normal pattern for them. Okay, let me just ask you. Put a 1 in the chat if you talk to your husband 3 hours. If you've been with your husband a significant period, meaning over 5 years, and you talk 3 hours a night. You don't talk to your husband 3 hours a day if you live together, let alone a night on a phone. In my opinion. Thank you, Himalaya. Thank you. Thank you, Helena. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Welcome to the family. I appreciate you. I see. What did I see you said? I'll divorce my husband over a 3-hour phone call. No shit. Exactly. I mean, who talks? Can you imagine talking to Chris for 3 hours? What are you going to talk to Chris about for 3 hours? Yeah. How many crane loads did you do today? What? Justin question, do you have an idea or thought of people pulling out of the search on Sebastian? The news is heartbreaking. Thank you. I think it's terrible that people are being harassed, are being followed, stalked over just searching for a missing child. Like, what the hell is wrong with people? What the hell is wrong with people? I don't get it. It's wrong. You know, and that makes you think, does someone or someone's not want him found? Is that what they're saying here? It's craziness. Seth did an interview last night.
And Heather Cohen, a private investigator who is now working with him on the case. Thank you both for joining us. Seth, I have to start with you. First of all, I can't imagine being in your shoes. I'm so sorry that you're experiencing this, and I'm grateful that you're joining us tonight. I think our viewers need to understand Sebastian was not physically in the home with you. You are no longer married to his mother. But I just want to check in with you, see how you're doing, and if you know anything tonight that you can share with us.
Just know that he's still missing. I know that there's been really no leads that have been shared with me by law enforcement.
When you say there's no leads, are you working with law enforcement? Are they communicating with you?
not communicating with me. They're communicating with anybody who'd be my private investigator.
I mean, I don't think they're going to give. The frustrating thing is, and I know this has to be very frustrating about, being a parent and just wanting to know more because this is your child, but they simply won't tell anybody anything.
Okay, Heather, I want to weave you into the conversation. You started
And
working with Seth.
It's not the problem,
Why
but
are
it
you
is
working
for
with
the
Seth,
parent.
and what
It's
can you
frustrating
tell
for
us
the
so
parent.
far?
Thank you.
Well, I had received several phone calls, people asking me to get involved in the case, but I wouldn't do it until I was invited in by a family member or law enforcement. And I did end up getting that phone call. A friend of mine said they had talked to Seth and he was looking for somebody, a PI to hire, and he had referred me. So I called Seth and here we are. That was about 2 weeks ago. And yes, law enforcement was standoffish at first with me. And I think that's just because, they had some, Seth can be hard to deal with because he's going through a lot right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's
Watch Seth. He folds his arms right there. Because Seth can be hard to deal with. He's like, no, this is his kid. This is his kid, and it's frustrating, is what it is. Just frustrating.
a lot of trauma. So what can you tell us so far about your investigation? What have you learned? What were the circumstances of the home, of his mother, of his stepdad?
Meanwhile, Chris and Katie aren't hard to deal with because nobody deals with them. That's why nobody deals with them. They're out vacationing in the exotic campsite of Mississippi. You know that song? I think Sugarland sings it. I miss Sugarland. Down in Mississippi and up to no good.
Thud that they heard.
I feel it.
Well, I can tell you that from my investigation, I believe that this is a domino effect of events. I believe that we have to go all the way back to probably December and January are going to be key months. There are a lot of events. There was a lot of turmoil surrounding Sebastian. We know that Chris Profit was in the middle of a custody battle with his ex-wife. We know that the daughter did visit over Christmas break. We know that Sebastian was with Seth during that time. We know that that there was a...
I mean, the text Seth got was, "Don't be mad. Sebastian's missing." I mean, that's a
DCS referral in, I believe, February to the Stafford home. That call was likely determined to be unfounded because the case was closed and that file is restricted at this time. I know Seth has tried to find out more about that call and he has been unsuccessful in doing so. But I've also recently learned that there may have been some talk about Chris leaving Katie.
What is it? FBI about to give news? Where did you hear that? No, the text was 911. Call me. Chris told me not to be mad, but Sebastian is missing. Oh, Chris said that. Gotcha. Thank you. Interesting. Seth, do you know if there's going to be an update with FBI? Someone wrote it in here, but people write things all the time. Let me check the FBI. Let's check it.
And I feel that probably had something to do with Sebastian. So there may have been some trouble in paradise. To me, these are all things that need to be considered. Could these things have led up to maybe Sebastian just feeling a certain kind of way,
Right.
and leaving? You know, if he overheard a conversation between Chris and Katie where Chris is saying he can't deal with it anymore, he's out.
According to Nina, allegedly Chris and Katie were being married. Oh, I mean, hello, can you imagine living with Chris? Oh my God. I mean, the man has been married. If him and Katie would ever get divorced, right? He's had 5 rings on his finger. Fill one hand. That's how many rings. Can you imagine? I mean, something is clearly, in my opinion, wrong. Like, you don't... I mean, he obviously believes in marriage. We'll just say that, right?
Whatever, you know, that
Right.
could have been motivation for Sebastian to just leave.
Seth, I want to bring you back into the conversation. Was Sebastian sick?
No. 29,862 to the 5th power. Thank you very much. That's what it is, to the 5th power.
Safe at his mother's home?
I've heard some things. I have mixed feelings about that.
Were you addressing it with your former wife?
Information that has been brought to my attention has been information received since Sebastian has left.
And the morning after he left, what happened in the home? Can you answer that?
I know that I received a phone call on my cell phone that I didn't get until I got off of work. Everything else would be law enforcement or speaking to Chris Proudfoot to figure out what happened.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to join.
Yeah, he definitely believes in marriage. That's for certain. There's an update from MS. Just got a text. Let me check this out. I'll show you this. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, let me check this out. Elizabeth Vargas did a piece, and it says Sebastian Rogers' disappearance due to domino effect of events. Maybe that's just what I just played. Yeah, that's what I just played. Sorry. All right, now here is an update with, I don't know if it's necessarily an update, but it's an article. Oh, thank you so much, my dear. Is it Swifter? Thank you so much. I appreciate you, my love. Welcome to the family. Appreciate you. Thank you, my dear. Now, Pearl. It's been 2 months since 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers went missing from his Middle Tennessee home. There have been no trace of the autistic teen since his disappearance. Rogers is believed to have walked off in the middle of the night, according to his mother and stepfather. Oh, I need to tell you something in a second. Sorry, I just thought of something. His mother discovered him missing from his room the morning of Monday, February 26th. There has been no viable leads, according to the Sumner County Sheriff's Office and the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. Volunteers have canvassed Sumner County outside of the initial 5-mile radius covered by law enforcement. There are even volunteers dive crews. To date, there have been no confirmed sightings of Sebastian since the Amber Alert. The TBI wrote, Sebastian's father, Seth Rogers, tells Fox 17 News that he has not given up on his mission to find his son. Earlier this month, he launched an online petitioning urging the FBI to take over the investigation into Sebastian's disappearance. Rogers said too much time has passed for this not to be investigated as a criminal case. I agree. He also hired 2 private detectives that have met with law enforcement. Sumner County Sumner County Chief Deputy Eric Craddock previously said there has been no evidence of foul play. I don't get it. I was looking at AI earlier, and let me show you what let me type this in. I thought this was interesting, what AI said. Let me show it to you. It's writing right now. I think it may have updated since then. Oh yeah, I guess it. Okay. How did Sebastian Rogers go missing? Bear with me, y'all. Okay. Here it is. Let me show you this, what AI said. Oh, thank you so much, Swifter. Thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you. Thank you for gifting that. If you received that membership, please thank our beloved Swifter. It's very sweet of you. Taylor, thank you so much. Get him, Seth. You should be hard to deal with. An important question no one has addressed is whether or not Sebastian's bed was made or slept in. Seth, I have a question if he's still in here. Whenever you went over to their house, how was Sebastian's room normally? Was it a kid's room? Like, was it normally out of sorts, out of place, or was it normally had to be like so? If you don't mind answering that, if you can't answer it, it's not a problem. I completely understand. Here we go. So I was asking details on the Sebastian Rogers disappearance, the AI, and it says February 25th, 2024, Sebastian was last seen by his mother and stepfather when he went to bed. Isn't that interesting? There you go. That a little interesting there. So that was kind of Canadian Cookie. Thank you so much for gifting a membership, my love. I appreciate you. Welcome to the family. Please thank Canadian Cookie if you received that membership. Yeah. Hendersonville, Tennessee. Here are the timeline of events related to the disappearance. February 25th, 2024, Sebastian was last seen by his mother and stepfather when he went to bed. Here, I'll show it to you. Oh, thank you, Canadian, for gifting another membership, babes. Thank you, sweeties. So, I thought that was odd. It says, I wrote, how did Sebastian go missing? Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, a 15-year-old autistic teenager, disappeared from his home in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Here's the timeline of events related to his disappearance. 1. February 25th, 2024, Sebastian was last seen by his mother and stepfather when he went to bed. The next morning, when his mother tried to wake him up for school, he was gone. He had wandered off in the middle of the night with a flashlight, barefoot and alone. I just thought that is kind of strange. Let me see this. If it's got a source down here. Channel 5. Between 12 and 6, Sebastian essentially vanished. The door was locked and he left without a trace. Authorities have named no suspects and the parents have fully cooperated in the investigation. The mystery surrounding Sebastian's disappearance continues, leaving his family desperate for news. So if he's like, he locked the door but didn't take his shoes, but made sure to pick up a keychain flashlight, but also left his phone. Right? Just like typical military parents would make sure no matter what, a child's bed is made every single morning. That's a good observation or opinion. Yeah, you're probably right there. All right. Helena, thank you so much for gifting a membership, my sweeties. Thank you. It's very kind of you. If you received that membership, please thank our dear Helena there. That's very kind, Helena. To what capacity is the FBI involved? Only searching. I don't know if they're even searching. That's something Seth could probably answer. I believe they're just assisting alongside. When they say that they're involved, they assist alongside their capabilities if they need, like if the TBI or local law enforcement needs help. They, this FBI, the Secret Service, they all have obviously special capabilities, technologies that, of course, local law enforcement and TBI would not have. So, yeah. Jessica, wow, that is so kind of you, my dear. Thank you for gifting 5 memberships. Wow, thank you so much, my friend. If you receive those 5 memberships, please thank our sweet Jessica. That is very, very sweet of you. Thank you, my dear. Cats, woo woo. Thank you, Lovey. Thank you, Cats. Hodgepodgery, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you. So that's what it normally means when they say the FBI is searching. I mean, listen, if the FBI was on this case fully and they said, you know what, we've done everything that we can think of, like the FBI did that, I would be like, all right, they've done it all. But the FBI they're not steering this ship, right? Local law enforcement and TBI are steering this ship. They just, TBI or whatever, or local law enforcement will say, hey, can you help us with such and such technology? And they'll be like, sure, but they just help. They're not there to make the decisions. That's not what they're there for. I really hope FBI is searching now. I know when Seth was on another creator's page, Livy said that the FBI got involved because the person that said they kidnapped Sebastian for money. That's disgusting. Whoever did that, they deserve hell. They really do. Horrible. It's just horrible to do that as a general person, but it's horrible to do that to the parents. You know? Thank you for rating that half pint. Thank you so much. I do think whatever happened to Sebastian happened. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. The thing is, like, how in the hell? I mean, does TBI really know nothing? Do they really know nothing, or are they just saying they don't know nothing? Do they know a hell of a lot more, and they're just waiting to find Sebastian? I'm not sure. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, my sweeties. Justin in chat, you are such a big part of my days. Keeping. Oh, that's so sweet, Jessica. Thank you. That's an honor. Thank you, my dear. I really appreciate you, Jessica. That's very sweet. That makes my heart warm. What is a man's? What is a mandor? That's a real thing. What's a mandor? I don't know. A mandor? Mandors are pedestrian-sized doorways designed to handle regular and opposed a large door used for vehicles and equipment. I've never heard of a mandor at all. Don't they have the technology to find out what she said in these 3 hours she spoke with Chris? I don't know. You know, the thing is, I mean, there's, you know, when we talk FBI and we talk Secret Service, there are levels to the FBI, right? And they are helping, they're giving special capabilities, but they're not going to give for any of us their most secret capabilities, right? Like when MH Flight 370 vanished, right? They, you know, the United States, we pretty much surveillance the entire world, and there was certain capabilities that they would share with for the flight for MH Flight 370, and then there was things that they would not share because they didn't want it out, and they said that clear because they didn't want other governments to see it as well. So thank you, Lori. It's very sweet. You know, it seems like on the high profile cases, all of the high profile cases that go into the TBI, it just seems like they're not answered. TBI told us that they didn't know anything about Summer. 3 years later, they still don't know anything about Summer. Sebastian's case. So 1-800, I pray it's not. Was she on FaceTime? Well, I mean, she might as well add FaceTime to it because she was sleeping. She was studying, reading a book. She was talking to Chris. You know, so she might as well have been FaceTiming. Clutch and Pearls, they are talking about garage doors, overhead doors versus man doors, aka walk through. Oh. Thank you. Well, if Katie and Chris was about to part ways, that was a way to keep him and make him feel. Ooh. That's interesting. I feel like, I mean, personally, I feel like there was trouble in paradise. I do feel like there was trouble in paradise. Now, it's been alleged that Katie said she needed some space. You know, you can just tell that there's tension between the two. And I mean, I'm sure there's tension now, you know. Thank you, Swifter. Could he sleep in the garage van in front of the door light out, no code for man door? Could he sleep in the garage van in front of the door light? Like inside the garage? Like inside the garage, like in the van? I mean, I don't know. I would say anything is possible, but is it probable? I don't know. You know, the thing I would so love to know is, was that Sebastian at taking the trash out? Because, you know, if he took the trash out, we would know, and what time that trash was taken out, because that would be a big mark we could make in that timeline, right? We know that at such and such time, Sebastian took that trash out. He was wearing such and such, but from what I understand, it's, you know, someone took the trash out, you just can't really understand. You don't really know who was who, you know, if that was Sebastian or if it was someone else, right? Thank you, Blue Willow. Thank you for becoming a member, my dear. Welcome to the family, my friend. It's very kind of you. Appreciate you. Pearls look good on you. What if Chris and Katie just had their phones on, but Chris drove back home and got to dump Sebastian off, and then Chris drove back out of town? The thing I can't get, you know, I'll be shocked personally if, for instance, let's say, and again, I want to make it very clear, Chris and Katie have not been named a suspect or even a person of interest. I am giving you my personal opinion on what I'm about to say. I would be very shocked if, for instance, Katie would be, you know, that did something, and Chris, I mean, he could have came and helped her, but in my opinion, I just feel like he's too selfish. He'd have been like, no, that's your ball game, right? Like, listen, we're having trouble in our marriage. I am not getting into that. Call the cops or whatever. You know, would he have taken up for her like that? Or could it have been something like choosing? Did Katie choose? You know, all they had to do, if that is the case, was call Seth. That's it. Like, I don't know, so many people, they just don't think it through. See, that's the way I feel too, Cassie, but maybe he's not. Maybe he's not in this case. Why is nobody cleared if he ran off? I agree. Hey, guidance. Why is nobody cleared? It's very similar to the Summer Wells case. They're like, nobody is a suspect. We're not naming suspects. TBI never names suspects that I'm aware of in these cases. Not naming suspects, but we're not clearing anybody either. Well, it's been 3 years for Summer Wells, June 15th, right? I just made a YouTube short on Summer Wells a minute ago, Sebastian, Michael Vaughn. Check those out. Please share those as well on your social media. I'd greatly appreciate it. But it's like after 3 years, why can't you clear the parents after 3 years? How can you not clear the parents after 3 years? I mean, is there no intelligence that you have captured in 3 years in the Summer Wells case? Like, do you not know if Dawn was at work or not? Right? I don't get it. Free Falling says, in her opinion, Katie lost her temper, took it too far this time, and was too physical or him the wrong way. That said, Sebastian had a water pouch. Oh, gotcha. Inside. Gotcha. Okay. This had to cover her tracks. Yeah, I mean, I also wonder if if Katie was stressed out because of things that may have been going on in her family, with perhaps Chris. They were in a lot of financial debt. It seems like Chris is never home. She's raising, her son. He's there most of the time with Katie, except when Seth has him. Their marriage is on the rocks. Allegedly, she hit the bottle a little bit. Oh, God bless you, Jules. Too much, and the stress of everything got to her. We still don't really know for sure if Sebastian ever came back with Katie. The video of the trash being took out. Seth even said he could not make out if it was Sebastian or not. Exactly. I mean, we don't technically. We have no idea. I mean, I personally think in my opinion, I think he did make it back home. But does any of us know that? I don't think any of us civilians know that, right? Imagine the level of evil it takes to hurt your child. I mean, guys, you want to talk about evil, the level of evil. Leilani Simon. Guys, the things that she did to Quentin in that house while Billy Joe was out. Hey, Daly, good to see you, honey. Swiffer, why get married? House is in folks' name. I think, just like Seth said earlier, he said Katie was a different person when they were married. And I think Katie is used to the lifestyle that she has become accustomed to, and I don't think she has family support, much family support, and I think that plays a big role as well. She's got, she's got Chris's family. Could Chris have been playing Seth all along, telling Katie she had to choose, telling Seth, I hope she chooses Sebastian, as a sick mental manipulation? Perhaps. Nothing would surprise me. Allegedly, did someone say Katie bought some babies while with? I don't even know what that means. Babies, like humans? Why is everyone saying breaking news? Because there was a TBI update, and the TBI update was basically nothing, to be quite honest with you. If you go back to the very beginning of my live, I read it. Could Chris have been playing? Oh, I already read that one. Sorry. Especially if Katie was drinking, her temper could have escalated quickly. Great point, Free Falling, because a lot of people change significantly whenever they drink, right? Some people get really mad, really angry. Some people become, sleepy, tired. Some people become, they want affection or love, if you will. And some people really don't change that much. So that's another one. She's a monster. I knew she did something perfectly. She meaning Leilani, beat Quentin head in with a blunt object. Just did ugh. I can't, y'all. Oh, I got you. I don't know about that off. Not really sure. It makes me physically sick to think about what Quentin went through. It makes me physically sick. Some people are afraid to be alone with themselves. Too many demons, fear of past trauma or mistakes. That is true. Absolutely. Yeah. Was a sheriff for Hendersonville. I never heard that. Alcohol changes everyone is different in a different way. Yes. I rarely drink. I haven't drank in years. But when I did drink, I get quiet. I just get quiet. And that's rare for me. Right? Oh, you live an hour from where it happened? That's crazy. Oh my God. Oh my God, Karen. Thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships, my dear. God bless you. We are going to need an application process. I know we are. If you received one of those 5 memberships, please thank our beloved Karen here. That is very generous of her. very, very sweet. We need an application process.
This is a Brooklyn-bound 2 express
He's beating on
train.
the chickens.
The next stop is Fulton Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Giving to the lesser fight. My body aches to be satisfied. My weakness comes and goes. My weakness comes and goes.
Thank you so much, Karen. That is so generous of you. I really appreciate it. Can you play the pervy? Oh, of course. Of course. Chris.
Something that I believe we're pervy to. Something that I believe we're pervy to. Something that I believe we're pervy to.
Wow. Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
even a fly, and he's like, oh!
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
even a fly, and he's like, oh!
Snacks, because, he's 15 and snacks. Snacks, because, he's 15 and snacks. Snacks, because, he's 15 and snacks.
Because he's 15, y'all. Snacks. He likes snacks. Her voice changes so much. It's so different. You're welcome. Welcome, ATS. I don't know. When I heard her say that, the snacks thing, I'm like, why'd she say it like that? Because he's 15, snacks. And then when she goes to, oh! Sorry, I was holding a curling iron to my head. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate it. Oh, I was like, oh my God, we burnt Courtney. We burnt Courtney. Can't burn Courtney. She's too pretty to burn. No, don't burn Courtney. Okay, sorry. Gotcha. Why does Katie close her eyes when she talks about Sebastian? Well, she says she's looking down at a picture of Sebastian when she's doing that. Yeah. I can't believe she describes Sebastian as goofy. Literally says, I mean, oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Gotcha. Yeah. See, I don't remember the dance. Hello, just a girl. Snacks. It's 15 snacks. I just want to copy the information and I just went to copy the information and who has Marsha? I wonder about that. I wonder if it's just have to see. Yeah, and I think it's, not making the eye contact, right? Not making the eye contact is, our eyes, they say, is the window to our soul, right? And whenever you don't look at someone in the eye, people find you, it's bizarre, if you're not. I'll see Marsha sometimes. If she locked him out, he knew the code to the front door. He could have come back in easily, in my opinion. Absolutely. I mean, if he was outside, which he didn't like to be outside anyways, he wasn't the outdoor kind of kid, right? I really think the neighbors would have heard him. if he was screaming, knocking, banging on the door. They don't even look like they would have 3 minutes, much less 3 hours to say anything to each other. Yeah, Judy. I mean, in my opinion, that 3 hours is an alibi. Yes. Or a plan. That's sad. That's you know what? You should always be proud of your child, right? That's your kid. That's your kid. Build him up. We are talking about Sebastian Rogers' case, Emma, today, right now. It's not collected taste, it's eclectic. Duh. Does he say collectic? It's collected taste. He's got a collected taste of music. Unless during that 3 hours, Chris had given Katie an ultimatum and she had to follow what he told. I mean, perhaps. This is the thing. Anything is possible, pretty much, but is it probable? And if Katie says, I don't know why he walked out that door. I don't know why he walked out that door. Well, he had just had a great day. He had just had a good weekend. There was no reason for him to walk out that door unless you're not telling us something, in my opinion. His mom couldn't even say just, oh yeah, some people's going to be outside, Sebastian gets home. It's like, you're not even home. Sebastian's not there and everyone left. Justin, I really think he didn't want his meds again, so that was a struggle. Emma, I mean, if he had a problem taking his medicine, yes, it could have been, a frustration. Could the door also had a deadbolt? I mean, it could have, but this is the thing. I mean, a deadbolt has to be locked from the inside, right? Unless Katie has a security system where it can be locked from your phone or something like that, but it's not like she installs security systems or anything, so let's not worry about that, right? Compared a few guilty mothers and they're close, and they all closed their eyes one night. Yes. So this evening we're going to be talking about a case that is very similar in Sebastian, as far as there is this woman. She was in the military. There was food issues, lots of talking about food and all of that. Lots of deception, and there was a sound, oh my goodness, in the house. And then mom didn't check on her child, looking around the entire house, trying to hear that sound. What's going on? And then what? Police asked, I've got the interview. Police asked, did you check on your daughter to make sure she was okay? No, I didn't go in there. Why would you not go and check on your daughter to make sure she was okay? And guess what? She went missing. Now, later on, the child was found. I think about 4 miles away from her home where she went missing. Morning, Summers Army. And thank you, Summers Army. Hello, my beautiful friend. Yes, thank you, my love. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. So we're going to be going over that this evening. It's very interesting comparing these cases, and I may compare a few more. Thank you for that. Pretty as pretty does. This case is another sad one. TBI. Come on. I mean, I would feel more comfortable. I agree with Seth on this if FBI took over the case. They're probably not going to, but I would personally feel more comfortable. And for those that think Seth is guilty, I don't think he would want FBI to take over. I'm just saying. If he was guilty, I think he would definitely not want the FBI to take over, which he was at work. It's not even a question. They really do, Stephanie. Way too many missing. All the doors being locked and windows being locked and screens is where they messed up in their plans. I think another thing is they forgot the shoes. Obviously, you're not going to wear shoes in Chris and Katie's home, are you? I don't think so. And I think Sebastian was around the house, in his room. Something happened. He did not have his shoes on. And they forgot about him, in my opinion. Just my opinion. Why is the TBI updating the public if it is not their case? They always give. I mean, the TBI, it's like the TBI and the local law enforcement are really, they work very close alongside, so they do give updates. She didn't because on her husband. She didn't because on her because she knew she wasn't there. I don't get what you mean, Cheeky. I'm sorry. Chris' demeanor screams guilty, in my opinion, not just in an interview, but especially after approaching Seth to team up, then not getting back with him. Now, I think Chris and Katie need Seth more than Seth needs Chris and Katie. I'll just say that. I absolutely believe that. No shoes, no coat, no phone or money, all of which he had but left at home. And he had a good day, a good weekend, right? So many references. Are they doing a press conference or just a press release? Just a press release that I'm aware of at this point. I think Seth should move on with his plans and not wait for the approval of Chris. His approval does not matter. I mean, yeah, it's a learning. This is something that nobody expects to go through or plans on going through. So they got to learn as they go. TBI, no pressure. Absolutely. Okay, guys, I got to jump off here. I want to thank you all so much for being with me. I will be back at 5 to 6 p.m. this evening. We have a lot to talk about this evening. We're going to be covering, again, Sebastian Rogers' case, but we're going to be comparing it with other cases that may have similar circumstances and compare them with what we know now. If you haven't hit that thumbs up button yet, I would greatly appreciate it if you would hit it. It is a way that continues to help push Sebastian Rogers' name out there. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe. Just hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. Hit it to all. That way you won't miss a thing. I did some shorts this morning on Sebastian Rogers, Summer Wells, and Michael Monkey Vaughn. If you guys would share this on your social media, we cannot forget about that. Thank you, Summer's Army. This is very sad. It really is. And we just need to find where Sebastian is, so his family knows. Thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be absolutely anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here with me, and I am absolutely grateful for each of you. I'll see you guys later this evening.